Welcome back to Weems Motor Co. It's time to get back to work on Ultor and build an exhaust. Stick around. Alright guys, so we are going to be putting together an exhaust for our Born Free bike that we've titled Ultor, the Punisher in Latin. Now, if you know me, exhaust is not my favorite thing to build, but it's probably one of the most important parts on a motorcycle. Probably the first being paint, because people see the paint first, and the next thing they do, they want to look at that exhaust, that nice shiny chrome stuff. Well, when it comes to building exhaust, it's not the easiest thing because the materials are thin. It's 16 gauge material, and there's a lot of bends, there's a lot of turns, and it can get very frustrating. So I said, instead of all of the stress, I am going to call a friend up. And today we phoned a friend, and this is the first time that Drew has been here at Weems Motor Co.
I have. It's a surreal thing because it's like I watch your TV show all the time, and then here I am in person, and I'm just like completely at awe.
And you realize quickly how small it is, right?
No, well, I got about to say I got a 2-car at home too. You know what I mean? So it's plenty of space to build these one-of-a-kind bikes. And
one-of-a-kind bike.
Oh yeah,
well,
definitely.
It is one of a kind. So Drew also is a YouTuber himself. He builds a lot of custom motorcycle parts, handlebars, struts, sissy bars. You're knocking it out down there. He's got a plasma cutter.
I do. I also have a CNC plasma machine, so that's a really cool tool because you can go on the computer, draw up whatever part you want, and it'll just blast it out on the table. So
we're gonna hook up, and we're gonna do some cool stuff with that. So brought him in today. He's a Florida boy himself. Where do they find your YouTube channel? Where do they find you online?
All right, so online, my website is jamescyclesupply.com. James Cycle Supply on Instagram, and James Cycle Supply on YouTube.
And I'm assuming, I haven't had this conversation, I'm assuming James is your last name?
Yeah, that's my last name. My first name is Drew, but everybody calls me James. I got 3 first names, so it doesn't really matter. As long as you get one of them right, I'm cool with it.
Everybody calls me Weems, and I'm happy with that because the only people that call me Jared is my mom and my wife. And so if I'm at a show and somebody says, "Hey, Jared," I think I'm in trouble. So without further ado, you know how to weld a lot better than I do. I'm sure you have a lot more time behind the hood, and you got more experience doing exhausts.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I'm an enthusiast. You know, I've been welding for 10 years. You know what I mean? So
I think we're all enthusiasts at some point of it. We love these motorcycles. So he's going to give us a hand. First thing we're going to do, we're going to talk about how to lay this out. So let's check this bike out. So here's Ultor, the 1952 Triumph, all mocked up. You've been seeing the process as we've been going along with it. But the thing is we have to connect point A to point B and make it look good. So Drew, coming all the way up from Sarasota, he's going to give us a hand today. Now, Triumph never made an exhaust like what we're gonna do.
It's gonna be off the wall, and it's definitely gonna be one of a kind. So
it will be one of a kind, and I'm glad you're here to help me because I am not looking forward to this. I've ordered a bunch of tubing. We got a bunch of tubing laying here on the table that's got to be chopped up.
It takes time, but I love doing exhaust stuff. It's actually one of my favorite things to do when it comes to welding and stuff like that. You know. And but you might spend hours cutting stuff up, holding it up to the bike, taking it back off, and that's just the process of it. But once you're done with it, you got a really cool, unique piece that you have on your bike. So,
all right, Drew, we only have this tubing. If you cut it and we mess it up, I might not make it to Born Free. So no stress on you. No stress on you. We're going to lay this out really quick, guys. We'll set the camera up, let you guys kind of see where we're going with this, and then we're going to start making some sparks and breaking some hearts. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's do this. So if you've ever tried to make a puzzle without a picture, that's what Drew's doing right now. So we're just taking and we're actually making our own puzzle pieces is what
that's what you got to do. You got to cut stuff, you got to hold it onto the bike, stare at it for a little bit, and then figure out what you need to cut and kind of just go from there, you know what I mean? And
maybe I'm just a little too impatient. Maybe I just need to slow down a little bit, smell the roses, and take my time. But he's coming up with some good ideas. You're doing good stuff right now.
Yeah.
I believe in you. I believe if anybody can do it, it would be you.
I think we'll be able to figure it out.
We're gonna figure it out. All right, let's get back to work.
Just attack. Don't judge those welds too bad. You know what I mean? So, just
come on, Drew.
Most of the time I can lay them down.
Come on, Drew.
But you know,
it's just attack.
It's just attack, and you know,
ground off anyway.
I'm not in my I'm out of my element. This is somebody else's garage, you know. So, all right, Jared had already cut this. So what we're gonna do is start building this pipe down and then back into the muffler that he's got. So we're gonna just kind of be playing with a couple different angles and stuff like that, and go from there. But so far, it's really taking shape.
Looking sexy.
Pretty nice.
Looking sexy. What you got, Drew?
I'm just playing around with the Lego pieces, man.
We went from puzzles to Legos. I like it. I like Lego a lot better than I do.
That's kind of what we're looking at right there. I'll probably throw it straight in here, then I'll make a pie cut and bring it in just a little bit. I might change the angle of that first pipe a little bit, but
I like it. Looking good. Cool. All right, the things that you miss when you don't have the camera. I go to wash my hands, and this guy just jumps on the bandsaw and says, I'm just going to eyeball it. And
I got lucky.
He freaking nails it, man.
No, I meant to do that, dude.
You meant to? Oh, calibrated eyeball. Super sexy lines. Man, super cool. Great. He's got to clean it up. We're going to get this tacked together. And then we're going to probably...
To the viewers at home, that's what it's looking like right there. Like a glove. That looks cool, dude.
So, cutting, welding, blending, making things cool. Tell you what, I have to say, Drew, you are coming in clutch, helping out with this exhaust.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Coming together awesomely. Like, my vision is coming together. Talk about coming in clutch. My good friend Rich over at It'll Ride Choppers, you've seen him on the channel before. We needed a couple extra bins, and he just happened to have a few in there because he's building some awesome bikes himself. Make sure you check him out on Instagram at It'll Ride Choppers. With that, what's next? What are we doing here?
All right, so we're gonna do the same thing we did on the first pipe. Find the center line of the tube. We're gonna cut the tube, and then we're gonna have to start working our way into our second exhaust, because we're gonna do like a Siamese or a 2-in-1 pipe on this thing. So we're gonna have to cope the inlet part of this pipe, and then mark our tube, do some grinding and stuff like that, and then kind of build our way back up into the other part of the head.
I didn't make it easy, did I?
Yeah, but it's all custom stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, I have to say it's probably easier than your exhaust that you do. He's like putting turbos on Harley Davidsons and all these crazy stuff. He has a really sweet Triumph too that you guys need to check out. So make sure, if you're not watching his YouTube channel right now, right there's the link down below. Make sure you go over to James Cycle Supply, give them a follow, subscribe to their channel while he continues cutting pipes and welding things up for me, okay? You got this?
Oh yeah.
All right, let's get back to work.
Getting close. Coping this thing. We're doing it with the grinder. That's just what you got to do. So what we're trying to do is make this a 2-in-1. So we're going to have to keep grinding on this and opening it up until it's snug onto the pipe. Then we'll make our mark and then drill a hole, clean all that up, and we'll weld this in here.
It's like you've done this a time or two.
Once or twice.
Once or twice. How many exhausts would you say you've made in your life? We'll count cars in that.
Cars too. I don't know, maybe like 25, 30.
Good grief.
Yeah.
And the cars are like, what, at least 4 cylinders, 6?
Oh yeah,
probably
lots of,
8
back
cylinders.
in the day I was really into like the Eagle Talons and stuff like that.
Nice.
So I had turbo kits on that and like Civics and all that kind of stuff. So
And he's 2 pipes. I mean, we're doing 2 pipes on a Triumph, and yeah,
looking
classy.
definitely be one of a kind. So
it's going to be one of a kind. All right, let's get back to work. All right, here we are, next day, still working on the exhaust for our Born Free 16 bike that we've titled Wool Tour. Drew did an amazing job getting me the confidence that I need to finish the other portion of this project, which means the other side of it. So the idea, as you can see, is that we are going to be Siamesing this exhaust together, basically meaning that the other cylinder is going to connect into this one exhaust pipe, making a 2-into-1. Now, Triumph never designed a Siamese exhaust on the timing side that was high. They did on the pre-units on the primary side, and some of the later pre-units, they did a timing side Siamese exhaust that went low underneath the timing cover. So I wanted to do something that Triumph had never done before. Plus, it's a custom motorcycle, so we got to bring something cool to the table. So, last portion of this to do is to take that other cylinder and connect it over to this pipe right here. So, let's grab some pipes, start cutting, and get back to work. too shabby, if I do say so myself. I think that is coming out pretty amazing. Now comes the difficult part of sanding and smoothing and blending so that we can get that exhaust system ready to send out for chrome. Yeah, it's going to be nice and shiny for Born Free. But I think that's going to wrap up today's video. We thank you for hanging out. If you are new around here, jump down and hit that subscribe button. If you really like the video, hit that thumbs up, turn those notifications on, and let everyone know what's going on right here at Weems Motor Co. Peace.